We made it, Dan. We are here.
We made it!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Tommy.
Yep, this will be the last one before Christmas Day, so therefore this is a special occasion, isn't it, Dan?
Under a week to go.
Under a week to go. It's what, 5 days?
It's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've done all my Christmas prep.
Yep.
Set all the good films to record.
Yep.
On BBC One over Christmas.
Yep.
Which is not Christmas Day's showing of Toy Story 4.
Or, this year,
What a disappointment.
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. It's not on this Christmas Day.
So what film isn't on?
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
Love it.
You know, it's usually on Christmas Day, isn't it? On Channel 4. I always say it. This year, it's on Christmas Eve. On Channel 4 instead.
2.
Home Alone 2.
When's one on?
I didn't see one on the catalogue, actually. Maybe on Sky Movies, but I didn't see it on the preview.
Sky Movies will show it today, tomorrow, the day after that.
Every single day.
Every single day.
I mean, if my jumper's anything to go by, you know.
I love that jumper.
Yeah.
It suits you as well. It's so you.
Every single... I wear this once or twice a year.
I like how it's got me, you, and producer man Steve on
I
there.
know, yeah. It's got us down to a T, hasn't it? It's brilliant.
That's a nice hat you've got there. But another thing, though... Right, I was going through the Christmas Day films on BBC One, as you do.
Yeah.
You know, we're forced to pay for it. You might as well record the decent stuff, right?
Yep.
And I was disappointed when I saw Toy Story 4. I'm like, why?
I know.
Why that one?
To be honest, BBC is the BBC that it's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
They, in my opinion, I don't think they ever pick good films to put on.
Well, I don't know.
I think the good stuff, the good movies lie on Christmas Day on Channel 4, Channel 5 and ITV2.
Oh, ITV2, I forgot about them.
Yeah, they're another one.
They are another one. I mean, okay, let's go through, right? Because
ironically, it's the channels with the adverts are the ones that have the best movies on them.
Well, I mean, okay, BBC One, what have they got going on? Okay, so you've got something called Tabby McTat, whatever that is.
No idea.
Addams Family 2.
Addams Family, what? Family Values?
No, it's the animated.
Oh
Addams
God!
Family 2.
If it, see, you've raised my hopes there. I thought it was the 1990s one.
I'm going backwards. I mean, they've got Cinderella.
Is that the remake?
2015 version.
Right.
I didn't even know they made that. You got How to Train Your Dragon Homecoming. The day after, though, right?
Do they just think kids just watch TV on Christmas Day?
Well, yeah.
No, kids are out there playing with the new toys they've got.
Hey, BBC Two's doing better though with Wallace and Gromit Close Shave On.
Oh yes! Now that is a win.
See, BBC Two doing so much better.
Honestly, yeah, a close shave. That is part of the holy trinity. A grand day out was on the other day.
Was it?
I was on. I want to say Saturday. I think it was.
Oh, what a great film!
Yeah, that's great.
What ITV1 are doing, right? They're doing Sing 2. Have you seen Sing?
I haven't seen Sing.
Sing and Sing 2. Very good films.
Yeah.
Actually, very good films. Channel 4. What are they doing? The Italian Job.
Which one?
I don't know.
No.
It just says the Italian Job.
No, is there a picture of Michael? Is it the new one or the old one?
It looks old to me.
Let me see.
I can't really see. I haven't got my glasses on.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep, that's the old one. The classic with Michael Caine. That's a good one. That's a win. I'm just going to say win or lose, depending on what you read out.
Oh, here we go, Tommy. Puss in Boots 1.
Oh, God.
It's on at 8:40 a.m. though.
I won't be awake at that time.
I know you won't be awake. That's why I'm mentioning it. But you should record it. They're putting Simpsons on at 7 a.m. So it's actually worth getting up early. They've got the Snowman, Mog's Christmas, whatever that is.
Mog's Christmas. That's based off like an animated cat. My niece has a puzzle about it, so that's something for the kids.
There it is. 5:30 p.m. Channel 4. Home Alone 1.
And this is Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Right. So
you got Forrest Gump on at 10 p.m.
And what channel?
4.
Oh, so that's weird. I swear they're putting Home Alone 2.
They're putting it on a day later, isn't they?
They're putting Home Alone 2 on Christmas Eve, and then they're putting Home Alone on Christmas Day. They're doing it in the wrong order.
Yeah, they're doing it in the wrong order.
Am I right? Can you check Christmas Eve?
That is the wrong order, actually, yeah.
Can you check it is definitely on Christmas Eve.
Wizard of Oz on Channel 5. It's the only film they're showing. Christmas Day.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, the Wizard of Oz. I mean, so
hang on. What channel's Home Alone 2?
Channel 4, I want to say.
4. Home Alone 2.
Is it on there?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Might be Channel 5. But I'm pretty sure.
Not Channel 4.
Check Channel 5 because it was definitely one of the 5.
Channel 5.
If not, my last guess would be ITV1. But
hey, SpongeBob. No. No, you got
check
you got
ITV.
the
I'm adamant. I'm certain that Home Alone 2.
Secret Life of Pets, The Grinch, 2018.
No, it's not. That's the rubbish one.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? I haven't seen it actually.
It's just.
No, it's not there.
No.
No.
Were my eyes deceiving me?
BBC Two, maybe. White Christmas.
No, it was definitely on a channel where there was adverts.
ITV2, I reckon.
You reckon?
It's got. This is gonna bug me.
I was adamant I saw Home Alone 2 and not Home Alone 1. Are you certain it was Home Alone 1 that you saw on...
100%. On Christmas Day on 4. No.
Well, I'll be damned. Have you got a TV Times here?
Of course I haven't. No.
Well, I'm going to review that and I'll message you about that later.
I'm going to find it and I will tell you what channel it's on, my friend.
Yeah, because I'm adamant about that. Because they would just put one on and not the other. But even more so, they wouldn't put the second one on first and then put the first one on afterwards. Unless you treat it as a prequel.
I mean, again, I can't remember what it is, but Boxing Day's got the better films.
Boxing Day has a good set. Boxing Day's got a good set.
I can't remember what it was.
I should have bought the TV Times that my mum bought.
Should have done.
And then we could have gone through the films.
We should have gone through the films. I mean, overall, Christmas telly mostly is naff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit about like game shows and all that, and Christmas specials of who's going to watch Mrs. Brown's Boys this year. Honestly, I mean, like that fell out of date 10 years ago.
It did. Which I'm sad to say because I love that show.
No,
but
the original ones were funny, but then it just got stupid.
It did, didn't it? I mean that.
And then it made a movie, but we won't cover that. We covered that in.
I mean, the Christmas special, Mrs. Brown's Boys. When, that scene on stage, Jesus Christ, what a great name was calling that. It was absolute gold.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember that.
The one where the baby came out of the cannon.
No, you're not ringing a bell, man. I may have wiped it from my memory.
It was 2012, and it was hilarious. Anyway, we digress. Obviously, we will go through that later.
Yes.
I so want to go through that. We'll go downstairs, we'll work a telly on, we'll have a look. Right, anyway, we're here for our penultimates. Now, of course, Tommy.
We are exchanging gifts, of course.
We are exchanging gifts.
As we did last year on air.
Now, as many people who like watching me online know, I've obtained myself a Blu-ray burner, and I love making home videos. If you see where I'm going with this.
I'm interested to see where you're going with this.
Oh, you'd be interested to see it as well. You got a Blu-ray player, right?
Yes. Oh, I've got one. I have one.
Yeah, well, that's not what's in my hand. So,
right.
You get it for free online. So, you doing this now?
Yeah, we'll do this now, man. I can't wait. I want to do.
You don't want to review anything.
I want to. No,
do this now.
we'll do this now, and then we do review.
All right. Let's exchange hands.
Merry Christmas.
Now, I haven't put a label on mine.
Okay.
As you know, I'm poor. I can't afford them.
That's fine.
But
that's
what
fine.
I can do is I can read your label.
Yes.
Rewrite it, stick it on yours. How's that? No,
that's fine. That's fine.
Well,
recycle.
I have to compliment you, Tommy, on your handwriting.
Well,
because my handwriting don't look like that.
Yours. I no doubt yours is better. Mine's terrible. My handwriting is atrocious. I've got the writing of a 5-year-old.
Okay, so this handwriting's not too bad. So, are you telling me
this
is not your handwriting? Is this your niece's handwriting?
No, that would be my. That is definitely my handwriting. But I'm illiterate, so.
Okay, and I like how you spelt your name wrong as well.
Did I?
Yeah, that's not how you spell prick. Right.
Should have just. I should have just traced the one on your forehead, shouldn't I?
Savage!
Santa Savage.
Santa Savage. All right, are we doing this together?
Damn right. Let's do this. Let's do it together. Let's just count down from 3. Wait.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Come on, son. Jesus, how have you packed this? Please don't be weird and pornographic. Oh my god, a sack of gum. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I had to do that one for you, Tommy.
That is.
Show it to the camera.
Okay.
Show it to the camera.
So, about 5 years ago, we made a little film called Movie Hop Part 2. And in that, we spoofed 10 different films. One of those films was reenacted by myself, Dan, and producer man Steve. We recreated Home Alone. And we
did a great job.
There's a particular shot in there, and Dan's just decided to frame that, forever. So
yes!
it's producer man Steve and Dan as the Wet Bandits, and as you can see, they're the opposite way to my jumper, but there's a bit of a resemblance there, wouldn't you say?
I look good, man. There is resemblance there. Me and Steve walk around like that all the time.
Yeah, I know. You should have flipped the image just so they.
I should have done.
And as you can see, for you, Dan, I've tell them.
No, okay. I did not know this was a thing. So straight. Oh, I love that. He's just shall we get him off?
Yeah. Take that one off.
Let's free him. Right, there we go. So let's start off with what's in the box. Daffy Duck as Shaggy Rogers. Now, this is basically Warner Brothers.
Yes.
It's like Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Condensing it.
But I specifically got you that because it combines something that you love, which is Scooby Doo, and
does.
something that you love even more, which is Space Jam. So.
Oh no!
Come off it, man. Come on.
We're not letting the internet have that. So basically, yes, love Scooby Doo, and I do love Looney Tunes, and I think that is why I think Space Jam is so bad.
I couldn't resist. I saw it. They also did other ones like I think it was like Taz.
They're on the back here.
Yeah, like Taz. What are
So
they?
you got Bugs Bunny as Fred Jones.
Yep.
Lola Bunny as Daphne Blake. Again, they're having to sexualize.
They have to sexualise it?
They do. Taz as Scooby Doo. That fits him.
Yep. Rightly so.
And then Tweety Bird as Velma. That is absolute classic. I'll just hold that up to the camera so that you are able to see it. But that's absolute genius. So thank you, Tom.
Yeah, another one for the collection. Is that one, because it's not scented, will be coming out of the box?
It will be coming out of the box.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously, I want to preserve the scent of the other one.
And as in regards to that little present as well, could not resist.
Now, again, I would just like to compliment you on your choice.
Yes.
Thinking that I am right with this one. That is the Doc.
Yes, Doc Brown himself. I had to get it. You are now a Back to the Future fan, and I had to honour that in some way, didn't I?
You can even do his signature move of the split slot.
Yes. Are you going to have that as a keyring, or are you going to take the keyring bit off like you did with Woody?
I'll probably take the keyring off, keep the Legos together.
Yeah.
But absolutely, because the problem is with keyring is that
they fade. Yeah. Mine do fade, to be honest.
That's why I don't do it. But I do love Back to the Future. So if he's not here next time you visit, obviously he's gone in the DeLorean. He's on a little jolly.
Yep.
But yes, thank you so much, Tom. We'll sit in there for now.
I like how you got the crowbar in mid motion, and everything as well.
Do you know, to get that as a photograph, I had to go through the video frame by frame.
Yes.
And I was texting Steve, and I'm just like, "Do you have a copy of this video?" He's like, "No, I don't." Luckily, your Facebook page is a museum. So
it does have them, but I believe the audio's been taken down on that video in some way. We'll have to check it out to double check.
If you know your way around Facebook, you can get to the original file.
Right.
Which is how I obtained the frame.
Well, what you did with the third one that we did, you actually put a link in the comments so people can actually watch it in full from that. Like, use my video on Facebook.
We just whacked it on another site.
We did, yeah, and that's fine, isn't it? So,
Again,
but
the original file is what counts. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dan.
I thought you'd like that one, Tommy. I thought you'd like that one.
That is such a thoughtful gift.
So you can put that beside your bedside, and you can wake up to me every single day.
You two with that those menacing looks, that's just something. You wait till I'd show Mum and Dad when I get home.
We did not need to take that many takes for that as well. That was the best part about it.
I think that was done in one.
We were just naturally able. I think it took us 2.
I still have all the dailies, so I can go back and review them and Oh, do you know what? I'll make like a little montage splicing of like all the bloopers and every single cut, every single shot that we did for all 3 movies.
You do that.
Well, 2 in our case.
I'd love to. So how many?
Well, 2, because you weren't part of the first one. You're like that cool character that's introduced in the sequel and then manages to get into the 3rd movie. You know what I mean? So
that's me. That is me.
Same goes for producer man Steve as well, I believe.
I like to think of myself a little bit like Princess Fiona.
No, you're Puss in Boots.
Yes.
Because he wasn't in the first movie.
No, he wasn't in the first movie, and then he's got a load of spin-off movies that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Well, you've only seen one of them.
The
best
that's
all right, because you can set your new fancy dancy box to record it.
We'll see.
BBC One in the morning. Hey, it's BBC, so there's no ads.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no excuses.
Out of interest, Dan, were we here to talk about movies today?
Of course. Of course. But it's all about the suspense.
I know, yeah. The suspense for what movie or movies that we're going to be talking about today, Dan. I'm very intrigued to see what you've got up your sleeve as well as mine.
You've been here from the beginning. You'd have seen the title of the video by now. You know we've got 2 movies on the go.
Yeah.
But if you watch this on full screen or on a mobile device, maybe you're like, these two seem mildly interesting. What have they got on their minds? Tommy.
Well, for my choice, Dan, I've decided to talk about the 1985 film Santa Claus the Movie. Now, when people mention any kind of Santa Claus movie, they automatically think of the Tim Allen 1994 film, but real cinema enthusiasts like myself will always steer towards this holiday classic. Far from a good movie, by the way. With questionable effects and cringeworthy dialogue, this 1985 film was filmed in the UK for a cheaper cost, but it's one of those movies that is on UK TV every Christmas without fail. This is a film that you want to look out for on the old on the TV times, you know.
You say without fail, I wouldn't rely on the TV this year, my friend.
Yes, rightly so and all. It basically tells the origin story of Santa Claus, how he found the North Pole, his elves, and his destiny to give toys to children all over the world within the first 30 minutes. And the rest of the film is kind of dumb through and through, to be honest. But that dumbness is made all the more worthwhile with the inclusion of the villainous BZ, who wants to take over Christmas, brought to life brilliantly and hammily by John Lithgow, Lord Farquaad himself. I nearly called him Lord Farquaad. Lithgow has gone on record saying this is the worst film he ever took part in, but he is easily the best thing about it, with his over-the-top performance, constant shouting, constant ahas, and his signature laugh, which is always a joy. You know what laugh I'm on about. The laugh that Lord Farquaad has, that it's just a very evil, cheeky laugh, and it's awesome. It is a shame he doesn't show up until like 45 minutes into the movie, though. So you have to go through all the, Santa origins beforehand before you get to the most entertaining character. The rest of the film is kind of nothing without Lithgow's performance, but there is a sense of seasonal wonder that this film gave me as a kid. It explained a lot that enhanced your kid brain's believability of Santa and how he does what he does. For example, they explain how he gets around the world in one night, how he fits down the chimney, all those things that you do wonder as a kid, like, oh yeah, how does he do that? How does he do this? But they explain it in the film, so it's quite an innocent film in that way.
FYI, daylight saving.
I'm sorry?
Daylight saving? Different time zones?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Daylight savings time, yeah.
Tommy.
I was just wondering how that incorporated into Santa Claus.
Carry on.
Care to explain?
Yeah, you just said they explain the origins of how Santa does these things.
Yeah.
How he goes around the world in one night.
Yeah.
If the time zones are different, some people get Christmas Eve before others.
That's true.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, but that's not the reason in this film. It's just he basically pauses time. He pauses time, and then he just goes around the whole world and does it all at the same time. So that's what he does in this film. I don't know why we're having a debate about this anyway.
What? Yeah, I don't. How did that happen? You carry on. You don't listen to me. You
made me digress. I think this film was made on a higher budget in America. Sorry, let me rephrase that. See, you threw me off guard. Sorry. I think if this film was made on a higher budget in America, it would have had a better reputation. But ultimately, it simply stands as a so bad it's good Christmas film that is on. It's just
What is it with you in that genre?
I don't know what it is.
You attract it, don't you?
They're just, innocent fun, I guess. But this film is an innocent joy to watch over the holiday season, and I highly recommend it to any young kids out there, who want to watch films about their favourite big fat red and white guy, so just to give them a bit more wonder to the whole seasonal aspect of Christmas, I guess. So to close, Dan, because I'm closing, but you'll be opening with your review soon.
My can of worms is ready for you.
So to close, Dan, I had this film taped off the telly on a VHS growing up and would constantly watch it approaching Christmas Day to kick back and get into the spirit. It is not a good film, but it is a funny film, mainly because Lithgow's performance as the villain oozes such hammy acting that it borders on psychopathy.
Right.
I got to revisit this film during a re-release in theatres for Christmas this year with producer man Steve, because he finds John Lithgow's performance in this equally entertaining. So that's why we checked out the re-release for this film. And sadly, I had to pay to see it. I thought I was going to see it for free. Merry Christmas, one and all. I'm just gonna give you a visual, or more rightly so, an audio aid with why I shouted that last little bit. This is a sliver of dialogue of the film.
Oh, nothing. We're going to give them away free. Oh, that's fantastic. How do you turn your face so red so fast? For free? Well, that's how we do it at the North Pole. Well, that's not how we do it here.
So it's just that
Great top quality audio there, Tommy.
that is just I recorded it in the cinema, Dan. I actually recorded
How did you manage that?
Genius intellect.
No, really, how'd you manage it? You don't have that thing you just mentioned.
Maybe I'm growing it. You know, maybe the old mind is building for 2024. Maybe my New Year's resolution is to get a brain.
Yeah, all right, Scarecrow. Okay, well.
On that note, Dan, I'm giving this film my Christmas choice. #1 countdown to Christmas. So bad it's good movie. 2.5 stars out of 5.
I was expecting you to... I'll be honest, I was expecting you to say you loved it.
Seriously,
And that you wanted to give it... I was expecting a high rating off of you.
if you've seen this movie, you'll know that if I was to give it any more of a rating than that, you'd think I was insane.
I have seen this movie. I liked it.
I thought you were going to say, I have seen this movie, and you are insane.
I liked it.
Exactly.
What's wrong with it?
It's stupid, but it's hilariously stupid. But ultimately, it does make it a good movie. It makes it a watchable movie, but not a good movie.
I liked it.
Fair enough.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, what would you give this one?
Probably a 3.
But that's not... A half star. You're getting your knickers in a twist over a half star difference.
Yeah.
Christ's sake! Oh no, can't say that. It's his birthday soon.
Sorry. Okay. Well, you mentioned at the beginning of the review.
Yeah.
That most people, when you say Santa Claus the movie, they will automatically think of the Tim Allen trilogy.
Yep.
Now, I will say this, Tommy. A masterpiece of a trilogy. I'm going all out for this one.
A masterpiece, really.
Now, growing up, I had #2 on DVD.
Right.
But I didn't have 1 and obviously didn't have 3. 3 came out later.
Right.
When 3 came out, that is when my dad decided to get the OCD going and buy #1, buy #3, right?
Yeah.
And I watched it. Now, I've seen #1 once or twice, not seen it that many times. Didn't like it as much as I did #2. I think #2... You know when...
Number what, sorry?
#2. See...
Seriously, if you'd just got me a frame of Claus from American Dad just doing that, that would have been equally as impressive, I must say.
That's your birthday still again. But the thing is, for me, right, is with the Santa Claus trilogy, I liked, especially in #2, they had a lot of magic going on.
Yep.
You had a lot of the... I mean, I just loved the whole... I'm trying not to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but I just love the whole... How you become Santa Claus, how Santa Claus...
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
Yes and no. I think it's great how they do it. And...
I hope we're talking about the same...
We are, but Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Now, in the second one, there's a lot of magic going on. You've got people trying to discover the North Pole. That's the bit we're looking at on screen at the moment, where they're on the plane, they can hear the Christmas music, and they're going into Elfcon.
And he's getting he ends up shacking up with Mrs. Claus in that one, doesn't he?
He does, and it's the school teacher of his son when he's doing a graffiti on the
thought it
wall,
was, yeah.
When they're doing a community service,
yeah.
When little girl comes up to him in the park and says sorry, no, it's no problem. When the whole Santa Claus thing, I just think it had that magic going on. When you're looking at the workshop, it just looks the most authentic.
It sounds almost like...
It's the realest workshop ever.
It sounds almost like what the film that we spoke about would be if it was filmed in America on a bigger budget.
Mm.
You know?
Now, again, they are quite similar in how they appear obviously titled most similar part of it. You know, they're obviously, you know, you just your Christmas films. But what I liked about it is that there was a bit of similarity with Shrek Forever After and the third one,
Right.
with the whole wishing and the whole. Don't get me wrong, the third one wasn't the best one, but I did like that spin that it had, and just that glimpse of how things could be if someone else had put that coat on.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think the films overall really. I don't know.
So would you say this trilogy is?
They have more to offer.
Would you say it's a trilogy, which is often the case with most trilogies, in that the second film is the best?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, you know, you kind of get a little bit more about the character.
It's more grounded because a lot of it's set on Earth, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got a job. He's got the.
I just remember the bit when he grows a beard out and he goes, "I'm in big trouble."
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he's got the job. He's just broken up from his wife. He's got rights with Charlie, his child.
Yeah.
He's obviously getting to see Charlie a little bit. You've then got, I think he's like a mental doctor, isn't he? The new.
I think
the
so.
new
Yeah.
husband. And he's like, "Oh, Scott, you need this or whatever." In number two, he's obviously, you know, they try him on a date and whatever. He's like, "Yep, sweat up minivan. See you in about 8 minutes." Absolute genius from Tim Allen, of course.
Yep.
There's a nice little number two has a reference in there that I love.
For.
When the toy Santa and the real Santa are on the sleigh, and there's a Buzz Lightyear quote there.
Really?
Read by Tim Allen.
What does he say? Not to infinity and beyond.
No. You are a sad, strange little man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He says that?
Yeah. I'll have to show you the. How do you not know this?
Oh. Is this in the first movie?
Second.
I was going to say, because the first movie came out before Toy Story, so that wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah, no, this is in the second.
This is in the second.
And I just think, for me, when you put it on, it's just the most magical. It's the warmest feeling. You know how films can make you feel.
Is it your favourite Christmas film out of everything?
Oh, it's close.
I mean, you got to take into account. I
It's
mean, like,
close.
there's, you know, The Grinch, Love Actually,
Yeah.
Home Alone, The Muppets. You know, there's so much.
It's a close call.
Muppets Christmas Carol is still my favourite Christmas film, by the way, and I'm pretty sure that's got to be on TV around this time of the year. Keep an eye out for that.
It usually is, but I'm not got a lot of hope for TV this year. Again, Disney did this right.
Yeah.
I haven't yet watched the series they've done based on these films.
Right.
But those 3 films that they did do were absolutely amazing. I mean, also in the second film, don't forget, we also saw the meetings of the holiday people.
When did the second film come out?
Don't ask me that questions like that. How am I going to know that?
Because the first film was 1994.
Yeah.
So I just want to know if there was a big gap between the second film.
I want to say 2001.
Right.
2002.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, that's 8 years. I mean, that's a big gap. The kid.
But it was worth the wait.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait. Tim Allen delivered. I think he did a better job in this movie. You saw a lot more magic.
Yeah.
Back away from the North Pole as well. His regular life. The whole parent criticising the school thing going on.
Yeah.
That's quite an important thing. You don't see a lot in cinema.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just a joy for the whole family as well. It had everything going for it. And unlike Santa Claus the movie, which I think when you watch it now does look a bit dated.
Oh, very dated.
This one doesn't have that.
Okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't do, obviously.
I mean, if it has a Disney budget alone, you know, you're in for a much higher class of
But again,
production quality anyway.
This was when Disney, not today Disney, proper Disney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Everything was done.
When it was
No
originality and story over anything else.
No shortcuts. And originality and story shone through on these 3 films.
Yep. No.
And they connect as well.
So what would you rate all 3 films?
Individually?
Individually.
Individually. I'd say number 1 is probably going to be 3.5 for me.
3.5.
I just think it lacks that little bit of substance to it. It's good for getting the story across. It's a great way of understanding what you're watching in the second one. Because I did watch the second before I watched the first. So it's a great way of filling in some gaps.
Yep.
The second one, I'm going to go with 4 stars. It's
Right.
all round excellent.
Yep.
I think what's losing it that final star for me is just simply I just wanted that bit more, which you would probably argue that would make it a 5. But I'm going to say no. I think if I got more, I'd have probably given it that 5.
Okay.
Also, Christmas film market is a huge competitive
The issue with
market.
Christmas films, even if they're good, is that you can only watch them around a certain time of year.
That is true. And also, sometimes you can get a little bored of them if they're that repetitive, which they are.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's probably also not doing it any favours. However,
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus 3, I'm going to go back with my 3-star rating.
Right.
So we're not getting that half star on there. And
Yeah.
I think the reason for that is you could have done without it and you would have been fine in life.
The third movie in the trilogy is very rarely the best. Very rarely. I can only think of 3 instances where that is the case for me.
Ironic number there.
Ironically, yeah, 3 threes, yeah. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King is my favourite in the trilogy.
Yeah.
And my favourite film of all time.
There certainly isn't Fellowship of the Ring.
No, don't bash Fellowship, man. Don't bash Fellowship. Fellowship's amazing. Yeah,
I was bored!
I'm sure you were. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
and to stir the pot even more, Toy Story 3 is still my favourite in the trilogy as well.
I can see that, though, actually.
Well, you've seen them, so you understand.
It
You
wasn't-
can't see the Lord of the Rings because you haven't seen
It
them all.
wasn't my favourite in the trilogy, but
Yeah, but you can understand why.
I can understand why.
And then the third one is Rise. No, the new Planet of the Apes movies. There was Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. War for the Planet of the Apes was the best. But
Not seen 'em.
I imagine you probably haven't seen those.
Not seen 'em, no.
But those are some examples of why but there's so many others out there where the third film can just be underwhelming. You know, like Iron Man 3. A lot of people say that about the original Star Wars trilogy, Return of the Jedi. Although Return of the Jedi is my second favorite in that trilogy, a lot of people think it's the third.
I mean,
best.
I can't say that I'm hating on Santa Claus 3, right? Because it is a good film. I will sit and watch it.
Shrek 3, nowhere near as good as the other two.
That's true. Although, when Shrek the Third came out in 2007, I loved it because a new Shrek film. This was exciting.
You have you got the mentality of a kid,
But
so it's understandable.
It did have some funny moments in there as well.
Yeah, there are some funny
There
moments in
was-
it. It is a funny movie, but you know those little lines. But those were the bits that made me
Puts
laugh.
that music on, just thought I'd lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Da.
Eric Idle as Merlin, that was a good choice.
That actually was pretty.
But
good.
you could tell that in Shrek 3, like it was made by different people than the other two.
Yeah, you could tell.
You know, you
Straight
just
away.
could. And that's one of the many examples where the Godfather trilogy, so I've heard the third movie's the worst. What else is there? The Dark Knight Rises, Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3. There's so many where the third movie is nowhere. Terminator 3.
Just going back to Shrek, that's one of those movies they still sell the double box set. They still sell 1 and 2 as a box set without 3 and 4. That tells you all you need to know.
I'd buy that on Blu-ray. I would definitely would if they
They don't
did
sell it
that.
on Blu-ray, but they sell it on DVD. The
Yeah.
original brown case.
Yeah.
I've got that somewhere.
No, I mean, what 1 and 2 are so. There's so many trilogies out there where 1 and 2 are so amazing, and then the third one is just underwhelming. And Shrek is one of those.
I'm just going to put this out there.
Hmm.
I've read a rumoured plot for Toy Story 5,
I haven't.
and it's the ending I was hoping for in 3. Do you want me to tell you what it was?
Nah, let's not say it on air. But for
It's
me,
rumoured.
but for me, Toy Story 3 was the ending that I wanted and the one that I got. So that's where I'll leave it at that. But back to the
Not
fest.
what I wanted. Oh, Back to the Future. Steve thinks the third is the best.
Not out of the trilogy.
I agree. I think the second's the best.
No. I don't think Steve thinks that. Steve's more clued on in films than that to know. I know he loves westerns. He his favourite film is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is one of the most famous western films ever made.
Yeah.
But I don't think Steve thinks that the third movie's
Does
the
he not?
best.
I will have to.
I
visit.
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I know full well that he would agree that the first movie is definitely the best because the first movie is a masterpiece. 2 and 3, they're really good, but they cannibalize each other because they were made at the same time.
Well, here's the thing though, with 2, what I love about it the most,
The future?
because it because it uses more of your brain power to watch. It's
Yeah.
more intellect.
Do you like more that they go into the future in the beginning, or do you prefer it more that they go into the first movie at the end?
Oh,
Because I think
I love both of those.
I prefer the future bit's a bit naff to me, really. I think that's why the second one's my least favourite in the trilogy, because the future bits, they couldn't get stuff right, could they? I mean, nobody could, so it was they should have just gone like a little bit ahead, you know?
Although, in fairness, when you had that timeline cock up, and the doc was explaining because
They laid it out so well.
Yeah, when that was going on, and then they had to then deconstruct that to get things back the way that they were. I thought was absolute genius.
Storytelling.
Storytelling, writing.
I thought it was
acting,
great just how they go back into
perfect.
the first movie. I mean, like when you make a sequel to a film about time travel, that's the beauty of it. You can just go back and just go see the first movie, but from a different angle, and that's really
And again,
interesting.
For me as a viewer, you've got that extra dimension, and there are very few movies that do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably even fewer that do it right.
Yeah, too right.
So
I think we're at the festive farewell bit now, Dan.
we are. We
Yeah.
need to go and look at what's on Christmas Day TV.
We
that
do.
we're not gonna watch. Right, YouTube have see what I did there? YouTube. Right, have a great Christmas. Have a very happy New Year. We will be back on your screens in 2024. Tommy, the last time we are on YouTube in 2023.
It's been a great. I would
Unless
like to
you get
say.
ramly drunk at Christmas Day.
I would
in
like
which
to say,
case-
Dan, I want to cherish this moment because this is the first year when we've consecutively done the whole year.
Is it really?
Because I think
You know why? It's because we're not working. We're not working for a radio station that kicks us off after 5 minutes.
That-
Well, I was, and they did. But
and COVID interrupted us at one point or another in 2022, 2021, and 2020. So
That's true.
you know,
That's true. And your snuffly nose makes me tad nervous.
yeah.
Stay
I'm,
over there.
I'm still just getting over a cold. That's all.
Oh well.
But
Could be worse.
everybody watching and listening, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Now, Tommy, we are back in the new year. Let's give another rundown of what we're going to be going through.
Yep.
Because it's our final opportunity to do so.
Yep.
So, I'm going to read 6, and then I'll give it to
No,
you.
you
to
no.
read 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Yeah.
So, we're going to start 24 with Jazz Hands January. We then got Forgotten February. We've
yeah.
then got Magic March. All Animated April.
Animated. Damn. I haven't got any cartoons around me.
You have on your shirt.
These guys.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Mythical May.
Shing.
And Just Tommy June.
This guy.
Go on,
Just
big-
this guy right here.
Big yourself up.
Okay. So now you got to come up with actions for the next 6.
Go on. No! I ain't doing that! No!
Dan, in July next year, we are doing Jugs July.
Alright then! Da, 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 da. Right, yeah.
Aquatic August. Yep. Sequel September.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh So Scary October. Native Month November.
Hi, Mom.
And Dashing Through the Snow December. I was trying to do like a reindeer noise. Anyway,
You did well.
that is our lineup for 2024, you know, so just right there. So
That looks pretty good. Well, I'm hoping to survive the family's annual karaoke dig over the holidays.
yes,
I don't know how. I think they sneak alcohol into what I'm drinking, and I end up singing along. If you know the song by George Michael, Careless Whisper, you know the bit where he goes, "Tonight the music seems so loud." You just heard me sing it. That's what it sounds like. It's horrendous. So hopefully,
Godspeed for you on that.
Hopefully the internet doesn't see that again. Right, have a good one, you.
Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. All the best.